welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We now bring you the second semifinals between Misfits of Gaming as well as Salt Gaming. I'm Babel. Hope you guys enjoyed the coverage today, and we have got a fantastic production team. Shout out to Xandan as well as the big fella for that one. And yeah, we got the next semifinals. So this is the one in which that it's the most important match of both of these teams. Current timeline for today. We have got the semifinals in which that you have to win here to qualify for the national finals. And also, we'll walk away with $500 guaranteed and a chance to play for 15,000 SGD in the Singapore National Finals. The losing team will play in a bronze match for in-game skins and codes. And I think that that's a huge drop away from prize money as well as National Finals. So both teams, they have been playing this game for a while now. Salt Gaming played since Alpha, MOG. They've been playing, I think, in CBT, closed beta. So for Salt Gaming and MOG, they played in the last few qualifiers before. Unfortunately, Salt just didn't have the ability, or rather just wasn't able to qualify in the second and third qualifier. Misfits of Gaming came for the first and third qualifier, and they came as weak or girl in the first qualifier because they had a girl member back then, and then they came as last week as Reunion Gaming, and they also weren't able to qualify. But now they're in the semifinals, and this is the furthest that they have been. For Salt Gaming, I think it may not be the furthest, but we'll see. So this map, Haunted Mines, decided by Salt Gaming, and first pick and ban goes to MOG. So Johanna's going to get banned, Salt banning Sylvanus, and we also have Misfits of Gaming now picking up Zeratul, Salt Gaming going with Uther Jaina, and MOG following up with Anubarak as well as Vala. And now Salt with two more heroes, Tyrael. So it's going to be Tyrael, Uther Jaina, and one more hero here. So far, I think that both teams are drafting very comfortably within the expectations. For Haunted Mines, it's a small map. It's cheesy as hell. You can quickly just push down a particular lane, and it just punishes the enemy for any mistake they make. It's a very tricky map in that sense. Most pro teams actually don't want to play on Haunted Mines because it's a very cheesy map. You just have so many different unorthodox strategies that suddenly become viable in this map. So here we're seeing Tyrael. So Tyrael with Uther means that there will not be much of a cleanse there, unless you pick up a. Actually, there will not be a divine shield on the enemy. So Tyrael's judgment will definitely be able to follow through, and you also will be able to use sanctification with divine shield. So that's a little bit rare, but Kerrigan, Uther, Tyrael, Jaina, a lot of damage there already. Tyrael, of course, with Judgment going in, and Jaina has got that extra burst in the sense of Blizzard as well as Cone of Coal. And for MOG now, they need a support for the cleanse. So they can cleanse away Tyrael's ultimate. That's not a problem. But they will waste one cleanse in doing so. It's a pretty viable trade, actually. I think it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. So we'll see. Vala, Anup Arak, Zeratul. So we've got two more picks here. I would like to see, let's see. I think that we've been seeing a lot of Rhaegar games, but it's not really about Rhaegar here. For MOG, they may just be running with, I think Rhaegar is good, but if it's not Rhaegar, it should be Malfurion. Malfurion. Brightwing's kind of okay. Teams nowadays don't really know how to deal with Brightwing ever since the last rework. And that's a bit of a problem here for MOG. But they definitely need, I think, another tank or flexible player. It could be a specialist as well. Sylvanus is not really very strong in Haunted Mines, but it does have its effect if you're pushing with Sylvanus with the Golem. And the enemy's lineup has got a lot of bursts. You've got Jaina, you've got Kerrigan, you've got Tyrael. It's a dive comp, actually, with Uther there trying to keep someone alive. It's going to be Rhaegar for MOG. Not surprising, Rhaegar's back in the meta officially, and now they're going to pick one more hero. I would not be surprised if it's going to be a dual support, but if it's a dual support, they don't have enough damage. That's the problem here. Tessadar not being banned, so maybe they can go for Tessadar in the hopes of some form of support. Also, Tessadar is just really good in this map. He has Mule, he's got Shield, and really, if he morphs into the ultimate form there, or rather using the heroic talent Archon, you can do a lot more damage. So that's the main effect there for MOG. But Salt has got one last pick, and it may just be a Abathur again. I think Abathur is really pretty awesome for Salt. You got Kerrigan, Tyrael, Uther, Jaina, Abathur. But here, MOG, 2 seconds, it's Muradin. Okay, so they will go for dual tank. They don't really have a lot of damage. They don't have any form of burst at all. And that is very worrisome for MOG. Muradin there may be able to do a lot of CC, good stunts. Anubarak Muradin definitely can lock down Zeratul as well. Unless Zeratul goes for Shattering Assault, I don't really see a lot of damage. Vala can be consistent in terms of AoE damage, but you really want a burst here. And Salt has got a lot of good bursty heroes. Kerrigan, Jaina, Tyrael. They don't really need anything else actually. They definitely need one more hero, but it may not necessarily need to be a warrior. I'm thinking it should be a warrior because of the fact that you're up against a dual tank. If you play dive, you don't really need to care about dual tank, but you want to make sure their backline's safe. And Tyrael by himself, if he dives all the way in, Jaina's in a lot of trouble. Also, just a point to note, Kel'Thas also seems to have been dropped from the meta in SEA. Not many teams are playing Kel'Thas now in SG. In Singapore specifically. So Salt now needs to pick one more. And yeah, 40 seconds remaining. A lot of time, really. Some suggestions that I have on hand would include a secondary support. Either that to keep your team alive. Tarunde is going to be okay. I think Tassadar also very, very good in this map. And it's Tassadar. So Salt will have dual support. MOG only one Rhaegar, but Tassadar can do a lot more damage as well. So that's why I think Tassadar is a very good pick here. Jaina, Kerrigan, those are a lot of those provide a lot of dive damage. And Tassadar can keep one of them alive, Uther keeps the other one. So I think this is a good draft, and on paper I kind of like Salt's draft a little bit better because MOG doesn't have enough damage in that sense. But that said, game 1, Haunted Mines, cheesy map. MOG may just be looking to cheese their way out of this one here. And this is also the map that's been in the game for a very long time. Very, very long time. Salt Gaming, Misfits of Gaming. In this particular map, you've got 2 levels there. Level 1 and Basement 1. So you've got 2 different sentry points, a total of 3 camps. No boss camp, but there is 2 siege camp, 1 bruiser camp. And in the basements levels where you're going to get the undead skulls. And when you collect 100 skulls, Golem will fight for you. When 100 skulls have been collected by either 1 or 2 teams, you will spawn a Golem. The more skulls you collect, the bigger the Golem is going to be. And also, just a point to note that you have that increased skull count in the meat as well as left side of the mines. So that's it. This map is definitely going to be very exciting. So once I get an invite, we should start the second game. Once again, guys, Babel here, and this is not my first time doing solo casting. I've been casting for quite a while already, but I'm still improving my cast on Heroes of the Storm. So if you've got any feedback, really appreciate it. That you drop me a comment. If it's about the pronunciation, of course, I do apologize about it. I am, after all, a Singaporean and an Asian. I am Asian. So yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoy my company here. Of course, it's never easy doing solo cast, and I'm actually covering a lot of play-by-play as well as if there's as well as insights. Now, if you've got any issues with sound quality, with latency, just drop it in the chat. I've got a production team looking at it. Zenden's on it. He's doing a great job as well. And yeah, the whole team's here, by the way. So we've got we're actually going to Malaysia next week. And I'm taking this opportunity while waiting for MOG to come into the game to talk about it. So next week, 11th of July, is the Malaysia National Finals. That's exactly where you'll see one Malaysian representative shine through the competition and walk home with 18,000 ringgit. I wish it's USD, but it's ringgit, right? I know. But it's not the point. The point here is that they get a lot richer, and they are guaranteed 2,000 USD in the regional finals, plus the shot to play at Bangkok, Thailand, all expenses paid. And yeah, that is representing national colors is always a good thing here. So Heroes of the Storm, first ever road to Blizzcon. Oh, of course, if you win in the regional finals, you walk home with 20,000 US dollars, as well as the plane ticket to US of A, and that's where you will be playing in the Americas Championship. So in the USA is where you're gonna play for I think up to 100,000 US dollars, and it's really really exciting. My production team's eating, by the way. I haven't had lunch, and they're just staring at me with those really tasty nuggets. Who needs enemies when you got friends like this? So waiting for Shin to load up. Just letting the players know we're good to go. And yeah, so far, I mean, the draft for MOG looks very, very off the top. But if you know the history of this team, they've been playing as MOG in the second qualifier, as well as Reunion Gaming in the third qualifier. I think every single qualifier we have MOG's participation there, and I really, really thank them for that. Chusan especially. Shout out to you, Chusan, for coming in and trying. You're now at the semifinals. You know, use this opportunity and prove to the world you're not useless. But yeah. So we got MOG, man. Last qualifier, I think they got knocked out the first round. The qualifier before that, they did a little bit better. They played Murky, and they got knocked out after that. But the point is not that they lost. The point is they played Murky. So if you have the guts to play Murky in a competition that matters, I think you have got the biggest balls there is. And you know, it's tipping my hat off to that guy. That really worked. So that's it. Waiting for MOG to get ready, and then we'll start game one. Best of 3. Haunted Mines. Doesn't guarantee a short game, but it is going to be a tricky one. Misfits of Gaming versus Salt Gaming. And once MOG is ready, the action will start. Once again, let us know any of your concerns in the Twitch chat, and we're going to try our best to accommodate. Of course, if you're trolling, enjoy trolling, please continue. Nobody's going to stop you anyway. Just don't go over the board. If not, we have moderators there to make sure you never do that again. And they are they are in a very happy mood today. So, yeah, you get the point. You can say anything bad or good about me. They probably wouldn't care. So, so sad. My God, why? Why do I even have mods like that? So, Haunted Mines. Yeah. MOG still not ready, but the moment they are, we're going to start this game. The lineup there, they don't really have enough damage. That's my problem. And also, if you realize, Anubarak has been nerfed a little bit. Anubarak has been nerfed quite a fair bit with the Beetle build. It's not really viable anymore, but teams still go for that. It's not like it's completely off. It's just that it's not as OP as it used to be. That's the problem. So, Anubarak was able to do, I think, about let's see, about 30 plus thousand damage in a 15 to 18 minutes game. I think that's fair for Anup. But ever since then, you know, the last nerf on the Beatles build, it's just not possible anymore for Anup to do anything more than 25,000, or rather 20,000 damage in I think about 20 minutes. The game has started, and it seems like we are now loading up. It's kind of cold actually here, so crazy play. Shout out again to sponsors Alienware, Intel, Fairfair sponsor Razer for making all this happen, and streaming partner XSplit for the awesome support, and you guys for tuning in. Thank you for watching. This is the 4th qualifier. One team has qualified, Ingenium, but now we're looking for the second one between Salt Gaming and Misfits of Gaming. So on the blue team, we've got Salt Gaming, Telstro there. We'll be playing as Jaina. We also got Kaigari onto Tessada, Ohayang playing as Uther, Quirdy playing as Kerrigan, Sliderbite as Tyrael. And on the red team, it is MOG. Shin there playing as the Muradin, Vaxi onto Zeratu, Nyx playing as Tyrael, Chusan playing as Rhaegar. Last but not least, Tanuki onto Vala. So a bit of an interesting fact. Tanuki and Ohayang was in the same team in the Heroes Community Cup. They were placed, I think they finished as a 3rd place. But, yeah. Why do we have Tyrael? Aha. And game 1 goes to the blue team. Easy Gaming. He left the game. Nah, I'm just kidding. Probably gonna go for a remake. Just a bit of a mistake on the pick there. I didn't even realize that, but Vexy with those BMs. Talstro's gonna stay. Everyone on the red team's gonna leave. Blue team's gonna win the first game. We're gonna go into the second game, guys. That's the shortest game. We just broke the book of records here. Yeah, so let's pull up the draft again and see what exactly the hero is supposed to be. I think it's another tank. It's supposed to. No, actually, it's not a tank. Let me see. What's the missing piece? They have got that. Oh, okay. It's actually a noob. Yeah, a noob's missing. All right. So yeah, Salt versus MOG, game 2. Man, if only my job is so easy. Really appreciate it. But that's it. Joke's a joke. Here we have it. We're going for a remake of game 1. Do note that we have a yellow card for Nyx. If he picks the wrong hero again, then game 1 will go to Salt Gaming. Of course, I'm just kidding again, just trolling. This is trolling. Healthy jokes are just trolling. Yeah, I really like the new role indicator a lot. I think that it tells you if your tank's doing a job, if your healer's doing a job. But more so for the tank, you really want to make sure that your tank's been taking a lot of damage, and it kind of justifies, because some tanks don't have the ability to take up a lot of, as in don't have the ability to dish out a lot of damage. So back then, you know, players new or old will feel that those tanks are a little bit useless, although the competitive teams will know that these are CC tanks, and by CC we mean crowd control. That's a very important element in this game. Alright, so excited already, MOG. If you look at this lineup, Salt has got a pretty... I think that the overlay is a little bit off. Let's check if the overlay is right. If I'm not wrong, Salt's the one on the left. Yeah. Sorry about it, but Salt is the one on the right. So Salt has the better draft as compared to Misfits. My opinions, of course. And we are now going into the game again. But yeah, like I said, lobby created. They just make sure they pick the right hero, Nyx. No Tyrael. But yeah, he's going for Anubarak. Anubarak. I don't know how to say this guy's name. He sounds Egyptian and all, but just gonna call him Anubarak the way I call him. So good stuff, man. This is pretty interesting series here. Haunted Mines. We've got 3 objectives. Go to basement 1, whack some undead, get the skull, and celebrate. Easy game. If only it's that easy. But here we have the 4th qualifier, Southeast Asia Championship, Singapore Qualifier 4. And we're looking for a team to qualify here between Salt Gaming as well as Misfits of Gaming. On the blue team, this time around, talent locked. No, no talent locked. This time around on the blue team, we got Salt Gaming and Kaigari playing as Tessadar, Telstro, on to Jaina, Qwerty playing as Kerrigan, Oh Young as Uther, last but not least, Sladabite as Tyrael. And on the red team, Misfits of Gaming, we don't see a Tyrael, so that's correct. Nyx now playing as Anubarak, Chusan playing as what seems like Rhaegar, Vexy, on to Zeratul, Shin as Muradin, last but not least, Tanuki as Vala. And like I was mentioning before the remake here, a bit of a tidbit information. We've got Tanuki as well as Ouyang in the 3rd place team. They used to be in Relics. Relics now have qualified in the Asia qualifier, but they're both not in Relics, so they're now looking for the right to qualify. Unfortunately, this ex-teammates, one of them, only one, will meet the old squad of Relics in the national finals. The other one will have to sit by the side and watch. Probably buy a lot of popcorn because it's going to be fun. That's a top lane now. We've got 4 men pushing the top lane. Of course, we've got Unorthodox here all over the place. It looks like, if you're looking on the talent, looks pretty okay, right? We've got Chain Heal up with Spree Walker's Grace and Composite Arrows, Rapid Displacement, which is really good for maps like this, for maps like Battlefield of Eternity. This actually lowers the cooldown of Blink by a lot. If you check in the cooldown of Blink initially, I think it's 8.5 seconds now after the buff. So it used to be 10 seconds. That's it on the blue team. We've got Deep Shield, Regeneration Master, Conjurer, sweeping grass, as well as side infusion. Side infusion's tricky. So they know it's not going to be a long game, therefore not going to pick Conjurer up for Tassadar. That's perfectly fine. And I don't have a problem with that, because Tassadar has got better mana utilization, as well as the ability to spam a lot more in the early game if you use the side infusion. Some stun landing. Shin doing a great job there with those stun. Mine opening in just about 30 seconds. No kills just yet. I'm slightly disappointed. I want to see some ganks, but they're playing very safe. Both teams know how important it is to not get cheesed out by this map. I actually thought that MOG, Misfits or Gaming, they're going to play the Stormbolt that's going to remove the ammunition, but that's not the case here. So we check in on the pre-mines damage. Bottom ammunition have been expanded a little bit of that. I think just about 25% of the ammunition's gone. And in terms of health, both of the towers looks pretty okay. Nyx now getting stunned. Nyx now in a lot of trouble. Nyx now dropping. Nyx goes down. And the first kill will go to the blue team. Red team now going for the skulls. We'll get them. Kaigari lands a very nice Psionic Storm. Will not do anything more than that. Dwarf Toss from Shin. Not the best of all. Blizzard still connecting. Shin now a little bit of trouble there, but will still be fine. Slider Bite picking up more skulls. In fact, 5 men from the blue team now underground doing whatever they can. Red team has got a bit of a lead, 18 now, and they're still getting some of the more isolated skulls, and that's still okay. Blue team's gonna get a majority of this. I think they're gonna finish this mine here with 74. Unless red team does something about it. And now they have a full-on retreat, confusion mode. Nobody know what nobody's doing. Quiddy's at the bottom lane defending against Nyx. Borrow charge, a little bit of an overreaction from Nyx. But nope, it seems like blue team's going to go for the boss grave here. And actually, they get the root now doing a lot of damage onto Ohaya and Kaigari. They're both dropping a little bit. She now dropping also. And is doing some stun, pulling back at the nick of time just to wait for second win to kick in. There we go. Second win kicks in. Now he can pick a better fight from behind. Anubarak is here. Nyx now with Barrel Charge. More stuns. Shin comes in. Lands even more stun. A lot of CC on the red team. But no kills just yet. And they box out the blue. Blue's going to pull back. Red. We've got MOG. Choking off Telstra. Telstra a little bit of trouble. The Impale will connect. And there goes the second stun. Please connect. Yes, Telstra goes down. Salt now not able to pick a fight. Nyx in a little bit of a trouble there. Actually opting to go all the way up. May also sacrifice, making the kill a little bit of a... Yeah, he just dies like that. So we've got the rest of the red team going for the skulls. Blue team not going down to the underground mines just yet. And it's going to be slightly in favor for the red team. 56 against 44. Great job by the red team. But of course, blue team going for a secondary objective of the Bruiser Camp in the mid lane. Can the red team reach in time? I don't think so. They've got Jaina there. Jaina does a lot of damage against Bruiser Camps. This is where they're going to have to defend. Or rather, try and take out the Bruiser Camp. That's going to buy more time. Also, the Siege Camp is a crucial component in defending against the first wave. You only want to activate the camps when the golems reach the gate, so they've got enough time for the first golem to clear out the Bruiser Camp, as well as the camp here. Vaxi actually not going to wait for the golem to be in a prime spot. Going to just channel up the siege golem. That means the siege golem is probably going to be somewhere here. And at the blue team, if they push, they can kill the golem. And then the siege golem, or rather the grave golem. Okay, this ugly looking thing will be able to push down the tower. So Shin actually on a sole job of defending Kaigari. Like I mentioned, as Sol has got a slightly better draft, Kaigari can be rotated to defend. And everyone else can actually come down to push a little bit. But Golem's going down. Gate now a little bit of trouble. Nyx coming from behind. Ohayang. Nope, stun from Shin doesn't connect on Telstra. Nyx now goes in. Nice choke point on Telstra. Telstra is in a lot of trouble. Not able to run away. Here comes some Blizzard and a lot more damage. Impaling Blades also coming out. Vexy goes down. Slide by swings by some heals. Nyx also falling. That's a Shin. Lens a stun. Tanuki, a bit of a heal going down. Tanuki will still go down at the end. 3 men down on the red, 1 on the blue. And the golem not able to do anything there. But the stun not connecting. Shin also. Majors go down. Cleanse being used. Shin. Dove Toss on cooldown will go down. 4 men on the blue now. Still alive and pushing. Golem pushing the top lane by himself, of course. The Siege Golem doing a lot of work against the Grave Golem. The boss there. And that's a bit of a trouble here. I think they're going to lose the fort. The Golem may effectively be at the gate of the second fort. Meanwhile, top lane, some rotations happening here. Golem will not be able to push down the fort. Telstra will take it down. Shin here defending by himself at the bottom lane. Level 8 against level 7. Let's check in on the talents right now. We got Frostbitten, Battle Momentum, Cleanse, Battle Momentum again, Deep Sheath, Hot Pursuit, Cleanse, Better Bobs, Landing Momentum, as well as Follow Through. So this one actually is a sign that Muradin's looking for more CC as usual. So not much of any form of tank here for Muradin. Well, this looks to be okay. Regeneration Master up on Beetles means that this is a really hybrid Nyx. He's looking for some form of damage, some form of heal, some form of utility, and that's just that. So blue team level 9, very close to level 10. Tessadar popping the Oracle. So just one level away for the red team, but they will not be able to win the next team fight. They got to soak to 10 first. Losing the fort was the biggest problem there, and that could be partially blamed on the siege camp. Yeah, that was completely out of position. I think the siege camp was a mistake. The red team siege camp was able to nicely take down the Grave Golem. So here we go, red team about 75% of a level away from 10. Blue team already level 10. Let's check in on the talents there. We got Water Elemental, Judgment, Divine Shield, Maelstrom, and Archon. So mine's gonna spawn real soon. Nyx needs to be careful here. Oh, he didn't disable that. He's actually gonna go underground. And he's gonna bring the train here. Nyx have to pull back. There goes Judgment. They want to kill Nyx so badly. Nyx will go down at the end. Red team, 4 of them. Not even in the vicinity. Mine's opening in just 30 seconds. Anoop's gonna respawn in just about 10. So they can still pull back and wait for Anoop to respawn first. Sentry point goes to blue team. Both sentry point. Oh, blue team actually sneaky play, going for the siege camp. Great option here. That denies them of the ability to defend. But actually, the golem's already at the gate, so it doesn't even matter. The golem's not, as in the siege golem's not going to meet the grave golem. Anyhow, this one will just act as a distraction. I think that probably this tower is going to be in a lot of trouble. Let's see what happens. Great strategy by Salt Gaming. Oh, Hai Yang now in position for a stun. Telstra landing some Blizzard. Nyx goes in. Shin pops Avatar. Nyx dropping a little bit. Void Prison behind. Quirty dropping very low. Quirty may just go down. Quirty goes down. Impaling Blade connects, but not enough damage. That's a Nyx now getting killed. Shin also gonna try and land a stun. Doesn't connect. Unfortunately, Tanuki goes down. Tanuki goes in. Unfortunately, not gonna connect much of any damage. And Nyx also with a 2-man stun. Some slows coming out. And the team now pulling back 3 kills. The Golem's still knocking at just about 70%. Maybe the next wave will help to clear it. Let's see. We got 16 skull count for the red. Currently, the blues picking off 1 golem position, or rather skull position. We'll be able to pick off, I think, about 8 skulls here. Shin also picking up 8 extra skulls with a dwarf toss, trying to run away. Judgment onto Shin. He doesn't have Avatar. He's probably going to fall. He goes down. 4 men against 4 right now. The red team pulling back. And unfortunately, seems like that the wave is not going to meet the siege golem. Tanuki dropping really low meanwhile. Red team doesn't have to contest, but they will lose the gate as well as 1 tower. And that strategy is paying off. It's a huge amount of push coming from the siege golem there. Both of them drop down to 1. Of course, better positioning meant that the camp's not, as in the wave's not taking it out. The blue team, 5-man, bottom of this map here, will be taking out the Grave Golem. About half a level advantage, maybe about 60% of a level advantage here. And if you're looking on the heroics here, you got Strafe, Ancestral Healing, Locust Storm, Avatar, Void Prison. That's a lot of heal actually by Rhaegar. We've got Spirit Walker's Grace, which basically lowers the mana cost a little bit. Tyrael not able to deny the Bruiser Camp. A bit of a dwarf toss from Shin. A nice disjoin. Here comes the Void Prison. Not really needed. Could have picked up the fight, but they're going to pull back. And that's it. They're going to lose both Avatar as well as Void Prison for the next 90 seconds. It's a waste of heroics there, MOG. Close fight, but they should have played a little bit better. The Golem's actually behind already, knocking onto the towers, and I think that tower's probably going to go down before the Golem does. Blue team had a bigger Golem in the last wave. This time around, not so big. But they will go full-fledged into defense. And that's it. The red team's golem will take down the fort at the top lane. Meanwhile, Rune not going to connect. Good job sidestepping. And 50 seconds before the heroics are back up for use here. The golem will go down at the end, and that's it. That's going to be it for this fight. Or rather, this wave of push. I think that the Brave Golem probably is going to end up here at the gate. Yep, it is. So, it's still a very even game right now. For the next 26 seconds, seems like blue team has got an advantage at least. So level 13 on the blue, let's check in on the talents for that one. We've got Prescience, I think, as well as Sprint, String Ray, Ice Block, and Imposing Will. That's it, we've got a Tassadar that builds very nicely into increased dimensional shift duration with a second possible pop there. Quirdy dropping to below 50%, a little bit of burst from Mohayang. The whole team pulling back now, a lot of slow happening. Quirdy now jumping in for the burst on Vaxi. Nyx doesn't get affected by that, and essential healing on Vaxi as well as the Water Element. Here comes Judgment on to Vaxi, and that's it. Nyx still behind enemy lines. Tanuki with the strafe. Nyx will go down. Shin not able to do anything. Here comes the Dwarf Toss, misses the stun. Tanuki still looking for the runaway. Shin will take one for the team and will go down here. No Dwarf Toss. 5 men still up on Salt. MOG, 2 men down. But it seems like the blue team is not really deciding to push this lane just yet. And we got Golem pushing the top lane again. So Siege Golem, really good timing by the blue team. They're always able to split push, or rather try and create some form of distraction to advance the lead by quite a fair bit. 8 seconds before Shin respawns. Nyx has been caught out of position for a lot of times already. He's always either in front or not there. So that's the problem. He needs to be able to pull back and defend his damage deals a little bit. That's exactly what Shin's doing. Or maybe the whole team should just go in and dive on the enemy. But when you're playing against a dive comp, you don't have the bandwidth for that.
Yes.
So we got about 5 seconds before the mine opens. 1 level advantage for the blue team right now. And it's Frost Shot, Healing Surge, Burning Wretch ×2, as well as Wormhole. So very standard build from both sides. I think that you got Frost Shot in the composite arrow. Hopper suits the okay pick here. It increases movement speed by a fair bit. That's fine. Normally people go for searing attacks, but here you can see that this is definitely the multi-shot build for Vala. And Ancestral Healing with a bit of Healing Surge. Probably will go for Tidal Wave for Rhaegar. And Nyx going for Burning Wretch. Seems like he wants to do a lot more damage. That's fine. So you, pure utility on the Uther. And we may just see a fight here. They're both just dancing a little bit. Nyx there, missing Impale. Slow will kick in against Kaigari. Also some form of DOT. Vaxi needs to be very careful. Every single heroic is actually available right now. We're going to sprint now on Kerrigan anyway. Shin connects the stun on Tesla. Tesla's got 2 health, by the way. He's able to run away. Shin now popping Avatar. Ohayang, some trouble. Ohayang getting bursted on. There he goes. The Void Prison. Ohayang walks right in. Kaigari looking to do some damage before he goes in. And here comes Nyx setting up really beautifully. There goes the Maelstrom. Ohayang dropping really low, but will go down at the end. Vaxi with a bit of the burst heal now. Will jump back in with Wormhole, doing more damage. Shin dropping. Shin looking for 3rd win to kick in, or rather 2nd win. Kaigari dropping very low. Slide bite as well. The Vaxi doing even more damage. Jumps behind enemy line with a cleave. Beautifully done. Nyx goes in. Ice block. And seems like we're going to see a bit of the extra burst material, but it's not going to pick off anyone at all. Chusan going ham on Kaigari. Kaigari dropping really low right now. Will go down. 5-man team wipe. And Salt, they have 54 scouts in the bank. They are all right. Close shift there for Tanuki. Red team, they need to pick off every single camp as well as pick off this camp here. There's just too many things they need to do. Let's check in on the replay right now while they're picking off the boss camp there. Or rather, the boss golem. The Shin. Ohayang dropping really low. He walks into the Void Prison. I think that this is the point in which that you got Kaigari, you got a whole team in sight. Perfect timing by Nyx. This time around, he did a great job. Tanuki behind, just strafing, doing a lot more AoE, consistent damage. He got stopped midway, but no problem. Shin there dropping really low and surviving at the end, kicking in his second win. Staying alive, Dwarf Toss stomping down someone there. Great job, 5-man team wipe against Salt. That just gave them the lead again. But now they're going to have to defend against a boss, or rather Grave Golem, that's just pushing down the keep. And for the red team, we got a slightly smaller version of the Golem. Defending is going to be the name of this game by both teams. Minimal impact, really minimal impact. I think the blue team had a lead here, but because of the fact that they threw away that in the mines, or rather, very unfortunate turn of events. And then you have got now what looks like a possible turner of events. We got the keep at about 50% health. And for the top lane, seems like we've got the tower going down. The gate still at about 2% maybe. Yep, let's Jaina. Gate at about 5% health. And the golem, that means the next golem still, if it's draw, it's going to be in favor for the blue team. But red team now can try and soak up a little bit more. They know they can win team fights. They just got to have to set up a little bit better. Let's check in on the talents as well. We got Tidal Waves up on Rhaegar, as well as Stone Skin, Blood for Blood, Stone Form, Double Bombs, very standard stuff. Stone Form's going to keep Muradin alive even longer. Stone Skin will help Vala stay alive as well. And for the blue team, you got Numbing Blast, Salvation. That's actually a lot. So every single ally that gets shielded increases the shield amount by 25%. So 4 ally means that it can double the amount of the shield from Tyrael. There's Benediction, Stingray, Blood for Blood, Dimensional Rub as well. That heals Tesla. So Tesla probably is never gonna die. Even if he gets busted down, this is gonna save him. And I think that's where red team, they're gonna have to look for a secondary target. Tesla does a lot of damage. Let's check in on the damage table here. You can see that in terms of roll, they've got 30,000 tank damage taken by Muradin. He's doing a great job there. And in terms of heals, they've got about 34,000 up for Uther. And the same amount out for Rhaegar. Rhaegar should be doing a little bit better, but I think, well, that's really just very, very close. In terms of damage, we've got about 20,000 up on Cordy's Kerrigan, as well as about 19,000 up on Vala. In terms of damage here, I think for sure that you have a bit of a lead for the blue team. They've got Tessida dealing 17,000, Jaina 18,000, and for the red team, they've only got Anubarak doing 18, as well as Vala with 19. Zeratul with 13 is just not good enough. They gotta be careful. Tanuki getting stunned. Tanuki now gonna get bursted out. Tanuki goes down. There goes a 4-man Void Prison. Nicely planned by Salt Gaming. And Shin needs to run away. The whole team now, without Tanuki, is not able to do a lot of damage. Shin lands 1-man stun. Uses Dwarf Toss. He should have gone for a bit of increase, or rather buff on Stormbolt there. Nyx picking up some whatever skulls that they can. They may actually still die here. Shin looking for a second Dwarf Toss. Gets it off really nicely. Nyx buying even more time for the team. Team should actually still be going for skulls here. But actually at the top lane defending, Nyx goes down. A bit of a kill rotation. 18 seconds before Vala respawns. 50 before Nyx, the Anubarak. And unfortunately, Red Team decides to pull back and go for Siege Camp. If they got for these 2 extra pockets here, they should have gotten at least an extra 16 skull, totaling up to about 32. But really, the gank here. There's bushes, really a huge problem. And Tanuki was in the worst of positions there. I think he thought he was safe. But we have about 61 skull count up for the blue team. And Salt Gaming against MOG. Misfits of Gaming, they are actually in a lot of trouble. This is where you have the Meat Cruiser camp being challenged by the red team. I'm not so sure if they can actually pick off the Siege Golem for the blue team as well. I don't think they can. So Cordy swings by, pops up some defense. Golem gonna spawn real soon. Maybe what the red team should do here is to provide a bit of a gank. They've got 20 seconds before Lucas Som is off cooldown, so that's why they're not able to take a team fight right now. 8 kills against 13 kills. Still somewhat a close game in terms of level as well. Slider bite. And the whole red team just defending against the Golem. Golem probably is going to take down the keep here. Shin, the gank. Tanuki, if he went for right click build, he would not be able to try. He would at least be able to do a lot more damage onto the Golem. But if he went for a multi-shell build, which is a lot more consistent, Nice cleanse on Shin, preventive cleanse. It's now on cooldown. Actually, yeah, it is on cooldown. It's not on cooldown, that's the surprising factor. So what gives him the unstoppable? I think Dwarf Contact could be it. But here comes Avatar. Core, shield still up. Nyx now goes in. And there goes the ice block. Kaigari jumping on one. And also going to see Slider by jumping quickly onto Tanuki. All of the members are trying to go into the Void Prison. Where is the setup? Setup not going to be in place. Nyx waiting for a little bit more vaccine now with a wormhole back in. Looking for more damage. A 4-man stun from Nyx. Great composition, but it seems like it's not going to be enough. Red team dropping in terms of damage. Tanuki down all the way. Tanuki strafe, not really effective. Red team all of a sudden still back up here in this fight because of tidal waves. And that's it. Kordi goes down. Oh Ha-Young goes down. Kaigari trying to make up a little bit of a fight. Shin doesn't have enough mana here, but Chusan going for it. And the core down to about 45%. The Golem still knocking on the core. Golem dropping really low. Oh Ha-Young respawns here with redemption. The core down to just about 20%. Nyx needs to stop them from hitting on the core, but the core down to about 14, 13, 8. And it seems like the core goes down at the end. So Salt Gaming gonna walk away for close fight. And a pause there actually by Shin. So let's check in on a replay. I thought something's wrong, but it seems like it's nothing's wrong there. Alright, so the biggest mistake here I feel is that they allowed the whole team to merge out with the Golem. They're not able to, they should have taken the team fight a little bit earlier, I think outside, and that's where you have Strafe getting cancelled by Sliderbite. Great job there. Red team actually dropping really low. If you check in on Chusan, is nice ancestral healing. Shin jumping in. Blue team all the way down here. And then you have Zeratul going down, and that's a bit of a problem already. And then all of a sudden you have Tanuki dropping as well. Tidal Waves doing a great job healing, but just not enough at the end. They still have got 2 guys alive here. And Telstro, the core just taking a lot more increased damage. And they've got all of the allied catapults just knocking on the Golem already. The problem here is that I think Kaigari was unobstructed. He has got full space to do a lot more damage. That's it. 35k hero damage up on Telstro. Jaina, great job there. And of course, I think the Nyx, he did a lot of redemption at the end. He did the most damage. They could have played a little bit better in the early game. But as a whole, I think that the team's biggest mistake was allowed Tanuki to be caught off guard. Always check the grasses, man. You don't know what's going to jump at you, and that's the biggest problem for this game for MOG. That's it. We're going for a short break. Shout out to sponsors Alienware, Intel, as well as for sponsor Razer, and you guys, plus streaming partner XSplit, and of course the viewers here online for tuning in. Thank you for viewing this, or rather watching this 4th qualifier semi-finals. One team will qualify, and we're going to be back real soon for game 2. Sit tight and don't go anywhere. Extra kills coming in. Vexy should be poking as much as possible. They shouldn't be fighting. Ultra is going out, picking the kill, going in to pick up the kill, and Shin pulling back. 2 men down on the red team. MOG